So I guess overall, obviously, series successful. Year two, the event, the finale at I-75 felt like it was successful and
Yeah, so
everything you wanted it to be.
it was. I mean, it was not as smooth on the back end, on our side, the behind the scenes stuff, as I wanted it to be at all. But that, I mean, that was,
This was the first event we promoted since Deep South.
it was the first event we promoted on our own at all. Especially
Yeah, we
big
were
event.
doing-
You
we
know,
were
we
co-promoting
we
those
did some
events.
co-promotes. We were supposed to promote Why Not this earlier this year on our own. But that was the first one we did on our own, and it was a learning experience. But at the end of the day, we had we did hit our numbers that I needed and wanted for attendance and revenues. We didn't get rich or anything, but we were, it was a successful event.
Right.
And
Somewhere between getting rich and going broke.
we're
Landed
somewhere between there.
in the middle.
No, it's just funny how, I mean, I don't know how specific we want to get, but like, I think I told you what we needed numbers wise. We needed about 1,000 total people on the grounds Friday and about 2,000 on Saturday. We were like almost dead on, and, I know people complained about the price, but we had the sprint cars there, and we had by far the biggest event in the track's history. That's what we didn't, run. You've seen my spreadsheets. That's what we needed to have. And for it to make sense.
Right.
And it did. And the fans that were there, I think, we got them. I thought it was great racing.
We didn't even talk about that. Yeah. Heck of a show. Like Overton got, what did he say in his post-race interview about
got a great track in
right
your
here in your backyard?
Yeah. We'll use that soundbite before the season opener next year. Which, by the way.
There you go. And a whole nother thing. Going back there in March.
March 8th, Saturday. For sure, Saturday, March 8th. We haven't decided what the weekend will look like, but that weekend, the 7th and 8th of March, will be our series opener, 2025 season opener.
Points
opener. Yeah, so don't forget about Needmore.
In January.
Those are non-points races, but our series races. And I'm still trying to think of a way we could incorporate those potentially. I don't know, as like a maybe your drop race or some kind of bonus. I don't know. But no, our points championship, chase
kicks off March 8th, 7th and 8th, that back at I-75.
So, anyway, excited about that. But, yeah, overall, like, it was a stressful weekend. I don't know. I'm sure there's people listening to this that might have been surprised to see me actually working the front gate Friday.
They taking money and giving out wristbands?
I was. That was how busy we were, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
But also how unprepared we were that, I had to step in and, help there. We had some great people involved, and I'll be honest, like our staff, and we also used the I-75. So the I-75, their staff was there working with our people, right? And so the two, if that had not been a really smooth collaboration and all parties involved working together, and also the USCS sprint car folks, if there had been any hiccups there or it would have been. Like we would have had problems, like it would have caused problems for the event and would have shown somehow. But the fact that, their staff, our series staff, the USCS staff, our production, everyone, everyone did their part and did it great. And things went off smoothly. And like I said, if they hadn't, it would have been my fault because I was not prepared for how much work we, and how much had to go into that. But thankfully, we had to call audibles here and there. We had to change from night 1 to night 2 how we did the front gate and where it was. And, there was, a lot was learned. But fortunately, a lot of times when you learn from mistakes, and those mistakes cost you. Fortunately, those mistakes didn't cost us. It just made for a lot of work this weekend. So, but no, other than that, like
I'll say
we survived, and it was good.
From my perspective, other than having to run errands for you when I got there Friday, other than that, as a participant, it seemed to run flawlessly.
Yeah.
Like we were done by 10:30, 10:45 Eastern time, both nights. Everything went well, other than the 602 car.
Yeah,
dumped oil right before qualifying Friday night and cost us 30 or 45 minutes. But I think everyone understood is we can't go out here and qualify.
That's the worst time, like you got to have it dry because you can't have it dry as they qualify and be worse for the first guy.
But other than that, everything went smooth. A lot of fans there.
Yeah,
I think the rain Friday, I know that cost us a little bit, kept some fans away.
Let me tell
probably.
you, that is the most stressed I've ever been, I think, trying to make that decision.
Whether to race or cancel. It rained Thursday night, and then drizzled like well into the afternoon.
It did exactly what you and I watched the weather all week. You know, or I
told you it's going to rain Friday night, Friday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning, and then it's going to be overcast and wet all day.
Yep.
And that's what it did up until like right whenever you had to make a decision and make a call, the sun starts trying to peek through.
So, little insider info on how this came about is, we debated on pulling the plug for Thursday and Friday and just doing a standalone Saturday show,
making that call early
in the week, and we kind of set the deadline as Wednesday afternoon. I really wanted to make the call Wednesday morning, but Tuesday night I went to bed. It was 80% rain. Woke up Wednesday morning, and it had gone down.
Right,
and so we said, well, we'll wait till this afternoon, and it continued to go down. Said, all right, we're gonna run.
Yeah, wake up the next morning.
Well, I left.
Yeah,
I left Wednesday evening, and I get on the road and stop, somewhere in Alabama at a truck stop and check it, and it's going back up.
Yeah, I know. When I woke up Thursday morning, it was like 95% chance of rain. When I had went to bed, it was like 55%.
Yeah,
for that.
Well,
for
and
Friday.
then it went back down again. And but the problem was it kept showing it was going to clear out, right? Like around noon. It wasn't going to be a lot of rain. It was going to clear out. But yeah, it stressed me out all week. And then, we woke up Friday morning and all right, let's get this cleared out. And it wouldn't. Like it was kind of like a misty rain and everything. And then it finally stopped raining. And it's like right then you had to make the call. And so me, the track owner, the Pete Walton, the USCS sprint cars, a couple of drivers, our series director, Travis Scott, we're all standing around there, and it's like we have got to make a decision. And you know what in my mind, like the track owner saying, hey, it's not that bad. We can get the track, ready. It'll dry. We even put some Packer trucks out there just to make sure, that they didn't slide down.
Right.
Anyway, they were fine. He's like, yeah, we'll get it worked done, but totally your call, and then you're looking at the pits. It's a muddy mess, but it'll dry,
It was a mess Friday night, like mud everywhere.
But, it purely came down to our organization as the promoters want to take the risk, knowing
it's going to keep some fans away.
And we were already facing a loss on Friday. Like we knew that when we planned the event, like Friday was going to be a loser, make it up Saturday. So, but, knowing that you're taking, in my mind, at least the way I figured it, what was going to be, at most a $10,000 loss, and you're, by the weather keeping people away, which I'm sure it did, it could be $20,000 plus loss. And now it's like, can we make that up?
Yeah, now you're going to have a hard time digging out of that hole.
Yeah.
Even if you have a good turnout Saturday.
And so that was weighing on my mind. And it's like, as we're all standing around, I'm getting ready to say, all right, we're pulling the plug. The sun pops out for the first time all day. And like, it was like it was a sign. Like, oh, you got to race. So
Came here to race. Let's race.
Let's race. And I think everyone that was standing there was surprised that we did that, because you've gotten so used to promoters,
erring on the side of caution.
And I don't blame them, because I was stressed.
Yeah.
Like, all night Friday until I really knew that, okay, this turn, you can look and see, you don't really know till it's over and count the tickets, count the money and everything where you are, but you can look and see and say, I think we did okay. And we came out, it was a little more than I wanted as a loss on Friday, but I knew it was enough, we could probably make it up on Saturday. But I'm going to tell you that if it had been a lot smarter for us to have called it, right? Like we'd have saved money. We would have, like I said, originally it was going to be a loss. We knew that. Well, now we get to avoid that, and we also avoid further risk of loss, right? But, we were there. Everyone was there. We wanted to race, and we wanted to have a big finale, and, I think 2 nights for a finale like that are better than one.
Yeah.
And so we tried and still lost money, put us behind. But, like I said, I think it was worth it. And then Saturday, I'm not sure how sticking with it on Friday helped or hurt us, but at the end of the day, we had a good turnout. Didn't make, we got close to pulling even. I think we're still counting the money, but counting like you don't realize like how
what
hard
was
it
the
is
purse
to keep
for the
it.
weekend?
It was over $150,000.
Yeah.
It was the entire event its cost was close to $170,000.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to have to.
You have to bring in a lot of money.
You're risking a lot.
That's what people say that all the time to us. Y'all making all that money. You making all that money. It's like, do you know how much money we spend? Like, it doesn't matter how much you make when you got to spend it all to make it.
That's the nature of race promoting, especially these big shows, is, there's a lot of, it's a lot, and it's a lot to risk. Because if that weather, I'm telling you this, if that weather had been at all in picture for Saturday.
No,
we had
you
on
ain't risking
Friday, it
Saturday.
would have, we wouldn't risked it. We'd have caught it. But no, we learned a lot. Made a lot of improvements on the organizational side from Friday to Saturday. So having Friday kind of helped
right.
prepare us for Saturday. So I think it was good, and I was happy with it. And it's good because I think we're going to, like that March race, we go back there, we're promoting that show. We have some other things we're working on. I think we're going to end up promoting, close to 10, if not maybe a little more shows next year on our own. So I'm pretty excited for that.
You better get the organizational
so
side
that's what I'm
figured
saying
out.
is I'm glad we got to do this because I
Got your
learned a
feet
lot
wet.
that we'll improve on, and that'll be our big improvement over the off season is getting able to promote our own shows more efficiently,
Right.
and be better at it.